India International Bullion Exchange from Ahmedabad, right? And Mr. Kothari. Sir, we have heard a lot of announcements about this IIBX and this gift city in Ahmedabad. But for the knowledge of our audience and for our jewelers, what exactly is IIBX? Is it like another exchange like MCX? How do our jewelers benefit from it? We understand you already have something called a concept of qualified jewelers who are the members of your exchange. And what are the requirements to become a member of IIBX? Thank you.
Good evening to everyone, and honored to be on this dais today. Thank you so much to all the organizers, especially to Ashok ji, for putting together this show. Thank you for the question, Sumesh ji. IIBX, India International Bullion Exchange, IFSC Limited. I think by now the name would resound with all of us. This is an exchange which has come up in GIFT, which is an SEZ Special Economic Zone in Gandhinagar. This is an internationally denominated and transacted exchange. What do I mean by that is the price that you see on IIBX is in US dollar terms, something that we have usually been seeing on comics all these years. So that is something that you will see on a web platform of IIBX. This exchange is for the industry. It's a B2B segment. All our jeweler partners can, for the first time, import physical gold through IIBX. Until now, RBI had given the authorization to nominated banks to import physical gold, and the jewelers used to take this gold through nominated banks, and then also we had nominated agencies through which the jeweler partners could take the gold. Now this is for the first time that a jeweler can himself import the gold through IIBX platform. So how different this is from an already existing exchange like MCX is what the question was. So MCX is a rupee denominated exchange on the domestic side of our country. And this exchange is in GIFT. So this is an international zone, as I said, internationally denominated. The price you will see is something that you see on comics, so it will be around 1815 or 1820 at current prices. Now, the nomenclature that we use over here is qualified jewelers and qualified suppliers. Now, what do I mean by that is, there are some eligibility norms which has been defined by the regulator. The regulator is IFSC, International Financial Service Centers Authority. On the domestic side, we have different regulators like RBI for the banks. We have SEBI for the capital markets. We have PFRDA for specific purpose. And so here we have a unified regulator called IFSCA, who regulates all the institutions, services, and products inside GIFT IFSC. And they have defined certain norms, like the net worth has to be 25 crores, the GST returns been filed up to the last 3 financial years, the turnover being in more than 90% in precious metal and things like that. And we being a regulated entity, we follow these norms and onboard, take the applications and onboard jewelers, and we name them as qualified jewelers. And until now, there are around 79 qualified jewelers who've been onboarded on IIBX and have been doing transactions on, I would say, trial transactions, because we are a new exchange, and at this stage, it's a trying and testing phase for all the jewelers to see how the ecosystem is working. So 79 qualified jewelers is what we have. The directory is there on our website. It's called www.iibx.co.in. And we've been through associations like EIIJF, and GJPC and many more. We've been trying to reach out to jewelers pan-India and see how we can spread the awareness about IIBX and onboard maximum jewelers, on our platform. So I have my friends over here, jewelers from Assam and the rest of the East region, I would urge, you all are much welcome to be part of this ecosystem. And for the first time, you have, a platform whereby you can import gold by your own self. So, this is an opportunity not to be missed. So come on board. So is that what is I have to say.
Right.
Today.
Yeah. Very interesting. I think it's a very new concept, and slowly and gradually our Indian jewelers should adapt to it. Mehtaji, IFSC has been associated and part of this IIBX right from beginning. I know you have been a very strong supporter and advocating for this exchange. But tell us, how does it benefit a common jeweler, and what kind of benefits one can drive out of this new exchange?
देखिए, अभी तक हम लोग जो बैंक के थ्रू हम गोल्ड मंगाते थे, अभी कोई भी ज्वेलर जो क्वालिफाइड ज्वेलर्स है, जिसकी 25 करोड़ की नेटवर्थ है या 90% बिजनेस जिसका चैप्टर 7108 या चैप्टर 71 में है, तो और 3 साल का क्राइटेरिया है, 3 साल पुरानी कंपनी है, तो वो डायरेक्टली IIBX के थ्रू गोल्ड इंपोर्ट कर सकता है एक बार क्वालिफाइड ज्वेलर्स रजिस्टर होने के बाद। हिस्टोरिकली इससे आपको सोना सस्ता मिलेगा, क्योंकि बैंक आपसे $1 $2 प्रीमियम चार्ज करती है, वो प्रीमियम आपको नहीं देना पड़ेगा। लेकिन जैसे कि इन्होंने कहा कि ये नया एक्सचेंज है, तो अभी तक इसमें बहुत सारी सुविधाएं उपलब्ध नहीं है, इसीलिए ये एक्सचेंज अभी तक इतना प्रॉपरली वर्क नहीं कर रहा है। जैसे जब हम माल इंपोर्ट करते हैं तो आइस गेट नाम से एक कस्टम का पोर्टल होता है, वो आइस गेट इनके एक्सचेंज पे नहीं है, तो वो आइस गेट अभी मेरे ख्याल से 1 महीने के अंदर अंदर 15-20 दिन में चालू हो जाएगा। फिर ड्यूटी स्क्रिप्ट जो है उसका क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता है, तो जब आइस गेट चालू होगा तो ड्यूटी स्क्रिप्ट का क्रेडिट मिल जाएगा। उसके बाद में जो कस्टम क्लियरेंस प्रोसीजर्स हैं वो सब तो इन्होंने बहुत ही रोबस्ट कर दिए हैं। अभी 1 दिन के अंदर अंदर पूरा 4 घंटे में आपका पेमेंट क्लियर हो जाता है, आपका माल 1 दिन में दूसरे दिन आपके घर में आ जाता है, तो वो सब तो करके रखा है। जो सबसे बड़ा फ्लॉ है वो एक आइस गेट था, और दूसरा गोल्ड मेटल लोन नहीं मिलता है। जब तक गोल्ड मेटल लोन इस एक्सचेंज के जरिए शुरू नहीं होगा तब तक ज्वेलर इसमें पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे। आज अब क्या होता है, बैंक के पास कंसाइनमेंट गोल्ड आता है, बैंक आपको गोल्ड मेटल लोन के रूप में वो गोल्ड दे देती है, लेकिन इनके पास वो फैसिलिटी अभी तक अवेलेबल नहीं है। तो ये 2-3 फैसिलिटी जब ये आ जाएगी एक्सचेंज पे तो एक्सचेंज यूज़फुल हो जाएगा। और दूसरा ये डॉलर डिनोमिनेटेड एक्सचेंज है, आपको डॉलर में पेमेंट करना है, और आपको तो अगर आपको जो भी डॉलर का रेट चल रहा है और उसके मुताबिक आपको बहुत बेनिफिट भी हो सकता है। तो इस सारी सुविधा का लाभ उठाने के लिए ये एक्सचेंज खोला गया है। आज आपको बैंक के जरिए माल लेना पड़ता है या कोई रिफाइनर के जरिए माल लेना पड़ता है, वो आपको लेने की उसके बाद ज़रूरत नहीं।
Right, very interesting. कोठारी जी, I want to understand 2 things from you. एक ऑपरेशनली जो आपकी एक्सचेंज है, जैसे हम MCX का रेट हमारे टीवी के टर्मिनल में आता है स्क्रॉल में, आपका जो इंटरनेशनल एक्सचेंज है उसमें जो गोल्ड रेट है वो कौन सा, आप कॉमेक्स का फॉलो करते हैं या LBMA का, और उसका क्या वर्किंग आवर्स है ऑपरेशनली? सेकेंडली, जो इंडिया UAE की टैक्स की ट्रीटी हुई है उसमें वेरी क्लियरली आवर कॉमर्स मिनिस्टर मिस्टर पीयूष गोयल हैड सेड कि जो 1% ड्यूटी बेनिफिट गोल्ड बुलियन इंपोर्ट का है, दैट विल बी गिवन प्रेफरेंस टू द मेंबर्स ऑफ द IBX क्वालिफाइड ज्वेलर्स। ही वाज ऑन रिकॉर्ड ऑन सेइंग दैट। हैज इट एक्चुअली हैपेंड? And what is, because 1% is a big thing in a bullion, big profit in a bullion. So these 2 things, can you clarify?
Sure. So operationally, how the modus operandi is, since I said it's an dollar-denominated exchange, so as a jeweler, you have to send in a remittance of US dollars. So what you do is you contact your forex branch. You have a current account whereby you can ask them to, you can cut your dollar-rupee price with them, for the amount of gold equivalent dollars that you will have to remit to through the banks to the IIBX clearing department. Once the remittance hits on the day the remittance hits the clearing department of the exchange, from that day the clock starts, and you have 11 days of calendar period to do a transaction through on the web platform. And once you transact, pay the duties at the gift customs, pay the GST, and clear your stocks. Arrange for the logistics to get the stocks
can I just
at your
interrupt you here?
warehouse.
So what
Sure.
is that web platform where you can transact?
Yeah, so every exchange would have a web platform. Once you are a member of the exchange as a qualified jeweler, you'll be
Right.
given a login ID and password for you
Of
to log in
IIBX.
of IIBX.
And you provide dollar gold rates throughout the day?
Yes. So see, as an exchange, I am providing a platform.
Fine.
An exchange, facilitates meeting of two ends of the transaction, the buyer and the seller. Once the buyer and the seller decides to transact at a particular price, the price gets published. So it is for the market participants to come and trade on the exchange, and for the prices to get published, and for the for the world to see what the prices are. And that's how the price discovery will happen. And that's how we as a nation would have our own prices denominated in US dollars, rather than taking a reference from somewhere on COMEX, or somewhere from Singapore or something
No, that's
like
what
that.
I was very curious to know. Does it work like how it comes
That's
on
exactly.
Kitco and MCX? There's a buyer, there's a bidder, there's a seller, and there's a gap of whatever,
Yes.
10
Yeah.
cents, 150 cents.
Exactly.
Same thing it works.
Same thing, it works
What
like
are
that.
timings of this exchange?
So timings of the exchange currently is from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in the evening.
Okay.
This is at phase 1. So just to clarify on what I said, the eligibility criteria defined by the regulator on what basis the qualified jewelers can get on board with us. Now we've been receiving feedback from market that not every jeweler would have a 25 crores of net worth, and that restricts many jeweler members of ours to come on board and import physically the bullion with us. So when we took this feedback to the regulator, they were receptive to the idea, and now last month they have issued a circular under which we have a subcategory called QJTRQ. Now this is a category under which the net worth requirement has been waived off. So you don't need to have that on your books, and you're much more welcome. There would be a separate set of documents for which you can get onboarded with us. Now what is TRQ in this? So QJ is a qualified jeweler, TRQ is called tariff rate quota. You asked me under India UAE SEPA, the Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal ji had come and he had made a statement. So yeah, when the two countries, India and UAE, came into a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, SEPA, under which there is a concessional duty of 14% instead of 15% that the jeweler pays. So 1% at today's rate is around $9 to $10. So that's the duty concession that you get. But and for that, we have a UAE contract with us, which is 995 kg bars UAE Good Delivery contract already launched, and we are ready to offer that to our jewelers. But as Surendra ji said, at the customs and in gift, there is a system integration and enablement which is pending, which is called IceGate system. And that is going on at a fast pace. Hopefully, pretty soon that should have been live with the entire ecosystem, and pretty soon the imports should start. So somebody who's a prospect can get onboarded as a full-fledged qualified jewelers if he meets all the eligibility criteria, including the net worth. If he doesn't meet the net worth criteria, he can get on board as a QJTRQ. So that's the option which is open. Along with that, we also have an LBMA contract, both on the 995 kg bars and 999 100-gram bars. So somebody wanting to import as low as 100 grams also can come on board and import with us. And somebody wanting to, like the South market and the market in Ahmedabad is more concentrated on the 999 side. So having a demand for that is also, we are catering to that. And like in Calcutta, we have the 995 purity as the maximum offtake going. So we have, a contract for that as well. So we give out both LBMA and UAE Good Delivery.
So coming back to that 1% incentive for the members of qualified members of the exchange. So how do you decide that how much tons he can bring in? Is it a first come, first serve basis, or some quota has been fixed?
Yeah, so under this India UAE SEPA, there is a quota which is fixed for 5 years, which is divided annually every year. And I think for the first year, it is about 120 tons, which is divided into every quarter. The jewelers have to apply through DGFT website, and they have to meet certain criteria, pay the fees, and you've been allotted a quota. Not many quantity has been imported till now. A few quantity has come in, I believe, through nominated banks. The market as such, I would very much agree, is waiting for IIBX to, set up things, especially on the customs gifts, customs ends to pick up things like that. So yes, the quotas have been defined at the top level of the government. And according to the quota, it is divided into quarters and allotted to each jeweler basis the application they put it on the DGFT website.
Mataji, this question for both of you. Now, this tag what they're giving of a qualified jeweler, forget the benefits of whatever they will get in gold import. It itself adds a credibility that our government has given me a qualified jeweler tag, and there are very few jewelers. So that can also be looked from the branding point of view for a retailer, that he can use this as I'm a government appointed qualified jeweler.
नॉट रियली ये शुरुआत है. जो क्वालिफाइड ज्वेलर्स की डेफिनेशन बनाई गई है वो सिर्फ एक शुरुआत है. शुरुआत में उसको 25 करोड़ की नेटवर्थ इसलिए रखी गई है कि गवर्नमेंट खुद एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहती है कि इसका स्मूथ ट्रांजिशन कैसे हो. ये जब धीरे धीरे ये अच्छी तरह से सारा माल इंपोर्ट होगा, TRQ कोटा का माल इंपोर्ट होगा, ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम होगा, फिर ये कंडीशन को धीरे धीरे नीचे लाया जाएगा. ऐसे हमें स्टार्टिंग में प्रॉमिस भी किया गया था. तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये कोई ब्रांडिंग की बात है, लेकिन ये ज़रूर है कि IIBX को सक्सेस होने के लिए बहुत सारे और काम करने हैं. IBJ और IIBX, IFSCA, गिफ्ट सिटी के रूल्स और दूसरे तमाम स्टेक होल्डर्स उसके लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं और गवर्नमेंट को बता रहे हैं. क्योंकि पूरे भारतवर्ष के लिए हमने इतने सालों से कभी गोल्ड डायरेक्टली इंपोर्ट किया ही नहीं. हम बैंकों के जरिए इंपोर्ट करते हैं. तो ये हिस्ट्री क्रिएट हो रही है. एक ज्वेलर डायरेक्टली गोल्ड इंपोर्ट कर सकता है. इजंट दिस हिस्टोरिकल? तो वो हिस्ट्री को क्रिएट करने के लिए सरकार खुद प्रतिबद्ध है, सरकार खुद चाहती है. लेकिन वो एक मेरी IFSCA चेयरमैन से बात हुई थी, उन्होंने कहा कि वी ऑल्सो वांट टू गो स्लो बिकॉज हम हर मोमेंट पे तकलीफ़ें क्या क्या आती है वो देखना चाहते हैं. तो ये इट विल नॉट बी अ ब्रांडिंग वैल्यू, लेकिन यस फ्यूचर में मुझे ऐसा लगता है मे बी 3 year डाउन द लाइन बैंक्स विल रन आउट ऑफ गोल्ड बिजनेस और पूरा बिजनेस IIBX में शिफ्ट.
They will exit the business, you feel?
आई पर्सनली फील उनके पास कुछ करने के लिए रहेगा नहीं. बैंकों के पास ये बिजनेस रहेगा ही नहीं. फिर जो गोल्ड मेटल लोन है वो IIBX के जरिए जब माल बिकेगा तो बैंक्स वहाँ से गोल्ड मेटल लोन देगी. लेकिन जो परचेस सेल का जो सिस्टम है बैंकों का बुलियन बेचने का, वो डेफिनेटली खत्म हो जाएगा.
On this qualified jeweler as a credibility value addition for a jeweler, what do you see that?
The fact that we have named them as qualified, so you qualify for something. Right. So there's a criteria which has been defined, and there are specific jewelers who are qualifying for that. I think it does add credibility to you, and because this is for the first time, it also boost your own self to that you are able to physically import your own self gold into India. And you're not needing an intermediary platform as such to do that. So it qualifies you to become, take the business into your hands, have the discretionary powers to import physical bullion by your own self. So yeah, that does add credibility, to them. And just wanted to add what we, been discussing in terms of what we have currently is the spot contract, T+0 contract, but many more things would come, in future. And that I'm not able to speak on this platform currently because we are a regulated exchange. So subject to approvals, things would come. Gold metal loan is a very popular product with the banks, and the industry is very, very used to gold metal loan. That's a habit that we have over the years, and it's lucrative. It's lucrative to take a loan at 3-4% interest, sell your stocks, and then price it and pay it off. So that works very well. We are an exchange, so we are not a bank, so we cannot give out a loan. But that is something which the industry has been giving us feedback. That's something that we would want to service But as Surendra ji said, when we go to the regulator and we'll tell them this is the feedback, and we should be there on this part of the product, or servicing this way or that way. The regulator tells me this is what I'm giving you currently, and you and the industry make sure that you do some transactions with what we have given you at this point of stage. So to this platform, I would only say that let's come together and try and do some transactions, see how the ecosystem works. Once we can successfully do some volumes on the exchange, that's when the regulator will be receptive and give the approval for probably a gold metal loan also somewhere in the futures, or probably a derivative product, internationally denominated, a gold futures product also, which will help them to hedge their inventory.
Right.
So
you may have to bring in a different stakeholder probably who's part of the gold lending, since US exchange can't do it. Some other player.
So when we have qualified jewelers on the buy side of the transaction, we have qualified suppliers on the sell side of the transaction. You would step in when we have a gold metal loan, or whatever product we have, they would step in.
दोनों कर पाएंगे. अभी तो क्या होता है कि हम बीड और आस्क आता है लेकिन फॉरेन सप्लायर का आता है, हम तो कुछ सप्लाई कर ही नहीं पा रहे. तो ये प्राइस डिस्कवरी इज द की इसेंस ऑफ दिस IIBX. ये जब प्राइस डिस्कवरी आएगी, और ये हिस्टोरिकल चीज़ें हैं, इसमें वक्त लगता है, क्योंकि हमने आज तक कभी ऐसा किया ही नहीं है. हम तो बैंक में गए, ज्वेलर के पास गए, बुलियन डीलर के पास गए, रिफाइनर के पास गए और गोल्ड खरीदा. हमने कभी डायरेक्टली गोल्ड खरीदा ही नहीं है.
And the other thing, Mr. Kothari, don't you think ये एक opportunity है bullion dealers के लिए? Because typically क्या होता है कि इंडिया में एक suppose in South, in Karnataka, Mysore. So there are 2 bullion dealers who are catering to 200, 300 retailers, and every day somebody is buying 100 gram, 50 gram, 200 gram. And that is something which bank don't supply such a small quantity. So those bullion dealers can leverage this opportunity of, are they allowed to be a qualified jeweler, bullion dealers?
Yeah, for us, Sumeshji, we don't make a distinction between a bullion dealer or a jeweler or a domestic jeweler or an exporter, manufacturer, bar trader, nothing like that. For us, everybody is welcome. We, as Surendra
But the opportunity for bullion dealer, you think, is big compared to other segment?
So yeah, as a platform, I have a 999 gram purity contract as well. So somebody wanting to buy as low as 100 grams is welcome. Do a transaction, import it through us. And that's never happened. As you said, no bank would give you, because the banks are themselves not allowed to price anything less than a kilo from their own international suppliers. So they cannot facilitate, even if they want to. And we can do that. So, this is an opportunity for even the lowest end of, the market to come on board and, do transactions with us. I'm sure it will be a different experience. As Surendra ji said, it's a historical change. There is a habit that we have used to, importing through banks, and it's difficult to change a habit.
Make transaction fees out of it?
So yeah, we have to survive. So exchange has but in the initial years we've made it very economical and very conservatively, very nominal charges we charge to the market, and that is as low as $6 a kilo, which is divided into $4 for the exchange and $2 for the clearing. And if you translate that, it comes out to be 18-20 cents an ounce. And
in percentage was something like 0. something.
0.0018. So that low the transaction charges are.
Right.
So that's where. But there is a difference. There is
logistics, you deliver it at Ahmedabad, the goods.
There are 3 Volting cum logistic agents inside GIFT. They service Pan India, and most of the jewelers deal with them. So it's very easy for you to associate.
SQL is one.
Yes. So you can get in touch with them. You can already you would be having some sort of an arrangement with them, and they charge you very nominal, and they are very efficient. And Pan India, the gold would get delivered in max the next day morning. So that's how efficient the entire ecosystem works. It's just the jeweler has to try something new. So that's the only thing that I can say on this platform. We need to try out something new, which is there in on our country.
It's a big transformation stage happening, and now we have open for questions. We have very short time, but still we'll take any questions if we have, and then we'll conclude We have a great, engaging day. Thanks to Ashok ji. And yeah, sorry, silver. Your deal.
Yeah, so currently we've been authorized to go deal in gold. We've represented to both DGFT and the regulator IFSC to let us, deal in silver as well, because I understand and I completely agree silver is an important market, that we need to service. Last year we have had more than 10,000 tons of silver been imported in the country. So yes, pretty soon silver should be there, but this is subject to approval. So I cannot I cannot answer you with conviction, but yes, we would very much would want to deal in silver in near future.
All right, thank you very much. I invite Ashok ji on the
Thank
stage.
you so much. One man show.